It is, I'm under the impression that everyone is dealing with some sort of mental disorder, some sort of mental chaos. Things are not all in a equanimous state in their mind. And some people are diagnosed with many different mental disorders. Many of them stem from anxiety and depression. And what I've noticed, many people come to me, I don't know why it is, but people come to me to talk about things, to get things off their chest. So apparently a therapist of some sort. And I found a commonality. And the common question I ask people now is, when was the last time you created something? And usually the depression has set in right at the moment where they stop taking on or working on whatever project it is. If we look at grandma, for example, you see grandma's happy. Every time you come over, grandma's knitting a quilt or something like that. And you're like, why is grandma living to 100 years old? Well, she's practicing her God faculty. If we were to try to succinctly describe what God is, maybe we can say God is a creator. And if ye are gods, as the Bible states, and we are many versions of God and his creations, then we are meant to create. So any human being that is not creating is not living up to their God potential. And that is going to create some sort of mental disorder in your mind. And you're not going to know why. But it's because you are not creating. We need to have these projects. We need to have something that we're working on, something that we love, something that we're passionate about, and do that daily. It has to happen daily. And like I said, the commonality I saw with people were they got away from that. Some people are artists, et cetera, et cetera. And I asked them, when was the last time you made some art? They're like, oh, it's been 2 weeks. Oh, there you go.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
One, two, check 1, 2. Is the manosphere officially dead? The Grift Report starts right now.
2, 1, boom. Hotep Jesus.
Of all the Jesuses I know, he's the Hotepiest. Social scientist and YouTube host, Hotep Jesus.
How the fuck do you get a name like Hotep Jesus?
The one and only Hotep Jesus.
Ryan Sharp, better known to the world as Hotep Jesus.
Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus. Hotep Jesus.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Somebody said, what do you think you are, some kind of Hotep Jesus?
Ooh,
And
that's
I was
good.
just like, ooh, that's sexy. Yes, I do think I'm Hotep Jesus.
Hold on a second, I'm eating. I gotta hold on, man. I need to get my nutrition. Don't worry, we got a fire show lined up for you today. Don't worry. Let's put my plate right there before we get into today's festivities. Where's my Apex? Have Apex with your meal. I have Apex with your meal. Not only am I the president, I'm also the client. Hold on now. All right. Here we go. Good afternoon, Hoteps. Welcome to the Grift Report live, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm your host, the Grift God.
Hotep Jesus? Hotep Jesus? Hotep Jesus?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com. Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Oh, this a real Hotep brother.
Hotep to the chat. Hotep to the Hotepistanis.
Hotep.
What's up, y'all? She said he act like we called him. Hold on, I'm eating. What up? May the salt flow. Welcome. Willie Handy, what up? Uncle Hotep cousin in the house. Who else in here? Jake Paulon, Steph Colonel, Dr. Phil's good. Pause. Strong Dad in the house. From my high horse, Haram Life, I see you. Jake Pylon, I see you. Listen, man. Let me show y'all what I saw last night. And I said, what the hell is going on? I'm going to put it on your screen in just a second. Give me a moment. Give me a moment to get combobulated here. Hold on a second. Let's put this on your screen. You should see it right about now. Oh, no, that's not it. We're going to get to that in a second. Right here. Right here. So this came across my timeline last night. Rollo Tomasi, Godfather of the Red Pill, says the Red Pill is officially dead. And on this panel, we have, this is the Fresh and Fit podcast. Somebody tagged Rational Male, a.k.a. Rollo Tomasi, and said, well, take a look at this. And they tag, and they say Pearl with the facepalm emoji. And it looks like they got 3 other women on this panel. Look like the OnlyFans persuasion type situation going on here, and a couple of other chads, I guess we can call it. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to call the Rational Male, a.k.a. Rollo Tomasi, to get some clarification on this. Because I was like, what? Like, what happened? You know, like, how could one woman destroy the Red Pill? So let's go ahead and get Rollo on the line here. Hold on while I pull up his info. Here we go. We're going to give him a call. All right, here we go. Let's see.
Hello?
Rollo.
Hey, what's happening?
What's up, man? It's Hotep Jesus here. We are live on the Grift Report over on the East Coast. How you feeling, bro?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me okay? I got my earbuds in.
Yep, I hear you loud and clear. You sound great. So I was just telling the audience here that I ran across this tweet last night, and you said in response to Pearl going on Fresh and Fit that the Red Pill is officially dead. I texted you earlier, asked you to come on the show to see if you could provide some clarification. So here we have you live. Can you please give us some clarification as to what you meant by this comment? The Red Pill is officially dead.
Well, I think we've been sort of seeing it gradually decay over the course of the last year, actually. I was on my panel show, Rule Zero. We do a year-end show right around like New Year's Eve, and I explained on 2022, I said, by August of 2023, you would not be able to recognize the manosphere. And if anything, I think it happened earlier than August. And so
what tipped you off
what
to
I
that?
meant by that, well, we go in cycles. This is usually how it happens. I mean, you and I have been, part of this for a long time. I've been, writing and doing what I do in the manosphere for 22 years now, gosh. And I think I met you back in 2012.
Yeah.
So, So needless to say, we're kind of veterans at this, and I think we've been through the cycles here. So like right around 2015, 2016, when everything sort of ramped up for Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, that's when everybody wants to use the quote unquote red pill as their, personal pet ideological brand. So really the red pill, if you're just going to use it in terms of like, oh, it's whatever is true, right? Well, if people want to use it as that, an analogy for that, then they can just put whatever their pet ideology happens to be. And so right around an election cycle is when everybody comes out of the woodwork and, they want to say, well, the alt-right is red pill, or this is red pill, or that is red pill, and whatever. And they did the same thing back in 2015, 2016. If you remember, I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember what Candace Owens' Twitter handle used to be?
Red Pill Black.
It was Red Pill Black. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I mean. It's like we go through these cycles, and so the red pill kind of dies off, and then right around 2017 it starts to pick up again. 2018 comes around. 2019, 2020 things start. We get into an election cycle right around. Like a year before, like 18 months out. Like if it's November 6th is the day after, well, November 5th. November 5th is the Tuesday, that's, Super Tuesday where you go and vote. November 6th is the day that everything just sort of like just fades away, just evaporates. And so all of the hysteria and all of the hype that happens around, an election cycle, it really starts like 18 months out these days. And so that's why I made that prediction back in 2022 is that, you're probably not going to be able to recognize it. So all these people who, came into the sphere, the manosphere, in the last like 3 or 4 years, they haven't been through these cycles. So they don't know. Like this is all new to a lot of people like Myron Fresh, Pearl, all the people who are, we think of as now as sort of like staples in the red pill or the manosphere. You got to remember, these Fresh and Fit hasn't even been around for more than 3 years.
Yeah. And
Pearl hasn't even been around for 2 years, really, if you think about it. Mm-hmm. But it seems like they've been here for fucking ever, right? Okay. So all I'm doing is just calling out the fact that we're going through this cycle right now, and the red pill is officially going to be gone because, as far as in the instance that we know it, it's not that it won't come back after November 6th. It will. But all these people who are, building their brands off of the red pill, they're just, it's not even about the message. It's not about the idea. It's not about the mission anymore. It's not about objective truth. It's about brand building. And when it is more expedient, let's just say, for your brand to adopt red pill as a brand term or a hashtag or something like that, when that becomes a liability, when the red pill or the manosphere are being associated, I hear a lot of people right now will say, I'm not red pill, but I'm red pill adjacent. And it's like, motherfucker, you were red pill just not even 6 months ago or a year ago, and now you want to be red pill adjacent? And the reason for that is because they were never about it. They were only about building a brand, and it seemed like using like MGTOW or black pill or red pill or, TradCon or whatever it is. By the way, I would just as easily use the term TradCon mm-hmm. as I would red pill. It's just a brand identifier right now. And it's not really about what the red pill is like, as far as I'm concerned, intersexual dynamics and the praxeology of intersexual dynamics. And, going back 22 years now, it's just simply turned into a brand identifier. And so when I see like former, like people who are just at each other's throats, like brand wise, and when you're looking at people who are like competing brands, suddenly they find some common ground, or it's like, we got to unite the tribes, or we got to, we all got to come together and fight the power kind of thing. And it's all about, solidarity and unity and stuff like that. All that shit's going to like evaporates November 6th. Trust me. Because it follows a very predictable pattern. Same thing happened in 2020. Same thing happened in 2016. And the same thing's happening right now. And again, that's one of the reasons I made that prediction back in the day, because about 18 months ago, that, we go through cycles, and the people who are red pill adjacent and they don't want to have anything to do with the red pill, like even Andrew Tate is throwing the red pill under the bus these days because it's just not, it's a liability now for him to say he's red pill. So now it's like, oh, I'm a family guy. Here's the kids here's the kids I've always had that I'm just now showing you. They were my secret kids, but it wasn't on brand for me to show you my children, and now it is. Same thing. All these guys who were like these incorrigible players, now suddenly they want to be like family men, and they want to get on board with like myself or like Ryan Stone, who we've always had kids. We've always had families. It's always been part of who we are. And we got run up the flagpole for it by these guys who wanted to say, where's your receipts? Where's your receipts? Well, now they're the same receipts as the kid that they never told you about, right? Or now it's the secret wife that they had that they never told you about, because now it's on brand and now it works and it's more expedient for their brand. And that's why I'm just saying, it's like, is the red pill dead? And it's not really dead, but I think as a brand identifier, it's like effectively it's meaningless at this point.
Wow. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. So I think what you alluded to was there was at some point a little bit of animosity between the brands of Fresh and Fit and Pearl, and now they've put that aside for the benefit of business.
Right. I think I'm just like, at what point do you like become like what you used to hate? You know what I mean? It's like, what's that line from Batman or something like that? You die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself be the villain. Like now we're getting to the live long enough to see yourself as a villain, or to become what you've always said that you were against. Right. So, and and I understand it from a brand perspective, and I understand it from, staying financially solvent, but then you also have to like weigh that against like what you got into it in the first place for. What was the idea? What was the motivation behind it? And was it always about the money, or was it actually about the red pill? Was it about helping guys? Was it about like keeping the noose off of guys' necks? Was it about like educating? Was it about, having good conversations, or is it just about brand survival right now? And it seems like, the closer we get to election time, when shit changes and it's not as profitable as it used to be, then now suddenly we're going to create alliances that we never would have created in the first place.
Okay, so it sounds like here we got some nominees for the Grifties. Shout out to grifties.com. March 9th, get your tickets.
Which I introduced one year. I think I got to do
year
Grifty
one.
of the year.
Year one, yes you did. Year one, he was a presenter at the Grifty. Shout out to Rolo. So Rolo, I don't get the connection between the red pill and election season. Have they deviated from talking about intersexual dynamics and moved to talking about politics? What does this have to do with election season?
Yeah. Well, you can see this right now in the popularity of I hate, for lack of a better term, like networks or conglomerates like Daily Wire, or if you look now, Tim Pool's new organization with Lauren Chen, which is Tenet Media. If you look at The Blaze, if you look at, I guess PragerU to a lesser degree, but if you look at there's these companies really that are just basically, they're kind of like parallels to the old commercial TV networks, right? So now you've got Daily Wire is the most obvious one. Who do they have? They got Candace Owens, they got Ben Shapiro, they got Matt Walsh, they got, all these basically traditional conservative pundits that are on there. It's really sort of like the online version of Fox News these days. But it's more about engagement media, and the content creators that are under that conglomerate, or under that aggregate, they twist in the wind. It's like whatever is the topic du jour of the time is really what they're going to talk about. So whenever it's a slow news cycle, you'll see Matt Walsh will respond to something that Pearl said on Twitter, and he'll have content for that week, right? And so it's occurred to me that like during the political seasons, we can go, there's really two things that are going on. Well, I should say two, it's about three things that are going on right now. First one is the international stuff. So you can talk about the Ukraine, you can talk about Russia, you can talk about Palestine and Israel. those are out of my wheelhouse. I don't fuck with that stuff. But like, I understand people are doing that because it's popular in an election cycle, because that's the international sort of like foreign policy side of things.
Right.
Then there's the social side of things. So it's like, well, you know, we need to save the West. We need to save the West from degeneracy. Let's get back to traditional conservative values. And then by the way, it's not just them too. It's also the progressive left that are, you know, jumping on board as well. And so you got, and how this happens, I don't know why anyone takes destiny as some sort of like, you know, legitimate, you know, source for any kind of, you know, authoritative take on foreign policy, much less social policy.
Right.
But guys like that, people like Pearl, they're patsies. They're easy to sort of criticize. They're just there to be criticized. So if it's a slow news week or something's not going on internationally, or there's not a new scandal, or Trump isn't in trouble for some bullshit, they've got to find some way to generate content. And how do you do that? Well, you can do that either on an international scale, like on a foreign policy scale, or you can do it on a social scale. The social side of things happens to be the red pill right now. So it's never Rollo or Myron or anyone else is talking about this stuff. It's always those red pill guys. They never name names. So God forbid they would ever name names, because then they'd have to get specific and they'd have to back up their bullshit and their convictions. But the political angle to all of this is that during an election cycle, there are certain topics that are more popular than others. And so all the people who were all about the red pill and all about, wanted to get into this stuff and build brands off of intersectional dynamics or my work or my books or anybody else's for that, or even Kevin Samuels, right? Anybody who wanted to sort of be like part of the red pill or the manosphere, now suddenly they don't want to be, because it's not as politically or socially acceptable in a political year or in an election year when everyone is trying to sort of get back to traditional values and reject, you know, the player lifestyle, or reject what the red pill, you know, has to say, or it's pick and pull, right? They'll say, oh, well, you know, I like what they have to say about guys getting in the gym and doing better and being better men and being the best versions of themselves, but I don't like this part and I don't like that. And so suddenly, just like, you know, by inch or by mile, it becomes a conversation of, now I'm not red pill, even though I was for the last year. Now I'm red pill adjacent. And now 6 months after that, fuck those red pill guys. I've been part of it too long. And, you know, they're just a bunch of whiners and a bunch of pussies. And then as soon as November 6th rolls around, then it's, well, this isn't working for me anymore. And all the topics that were playing very well for my brand, well, maybe now I want to be back into the red pill and the manosphere one more time. It's just like these guys, you just like cycle through it.
I've seen that in the crypto world. Like when crypto was dead, everybody ran to the red pill and started talking about relationships.
Yep.
And then as soon as Bitcoin came back, I was like, thank God. So we don't have to hear your shitty ass opinions, right?
Yes, please leave.
Yeah.
There's the door.
Yeah, you're LARPing, you're grifting. You know, I can't stand it from, you know, the crypto point of view. Now, with the Fresh and Fit and Hannah situation, you think this is a misstep by Fresh and Fit? They shouldn't align with her? Is she toxic to the red pill? Is she, you know, is this about Pearl, or is this about the topic they talked about last night?
It's in particular, it's about Pearl, I think. I mean, you got to remember that Pearl is somebody that they said they would never do any collabs with.
Why?
Like Abba
Why
and
did
Preach.
they say they would never do?
What's next? Is Abba and, are they going to like bury the hatchet with Abba and Preach and get on board with Abba and Preach? I don't see that happening, but I can't say that it wouldn't after all this. So no, here's the thing. Is
well, wait, hold on, Rollo. Why did they say that they would never do anything with Pearl? Did she do something to them?
Because Pearl essentially lifted their program, it lifted their theme, lifted their template for their show. She's basically the white girl, the cheaper Walmart white girl version in London of Fresh and Fit, right?
Okay.
I mean, and by the way, not to put too fine a point on it, because myself and Michael Sartain, we do Access Vegas, which is a variation on that theme.
Right.
Whatever podcast, same thing. Purple Pill podcast, same fucking thing.
Whatever.
There's so many like imitators of that. It's almost like, do you remember when Howard Stern came out and he had that format, and he had Robin on there, and he had all these people, and they had the sound effects and everything, and everybody started repeating and taking that template, and they did variations on the theme, some better than the other, but he was the originator. I kind of look at Myron as sort of like the Howard Stern of this sort of genre, right?
Okay.
But if you look at Pearl, the thing is Pearl's this, nice little, preppy white rich girl who just wanted to get into this and wanted to find something to do. I mean, if you know anything about her background, that she comes from a very wealthy family. Her dad bankrolled practically everything that she's had up to this point. And so, I mean, there's that aspect, but that's not even the problem. I think the bigger problem is that whenever there's criticism of the red pill, the only name that's ever mentioned is Pearl. So she becomes the figurehead. She becomes the face of hell, even like Pierce Morgan was calling her the female Andrew Tate, for fuck's sake, right? So what happens is then she goes on Pierce Morgan, and she gets run up the flagpole for her, I don't know if I could say this on your show, but like her guitar song that wasn't, let's just say it was an anti-Semitic guitar song not too long ago. And it's like her job is to look bad. Her job is to make the red pill look ridiculous. Yeah. Because every time you get a big name like a Pierce Morgan, or you get, she's on the lips of anybody on Daily Wire, it's always a critique. It's never anything constructive. I mean, when she went on with Ethan Klein on H3H3, he just destroyed her. When she goes on Vice, when she goes on Jubilee, when she goes on, on any other platform, she's there to look ridiculous. She's there to make fun of. She's there to pillory, right? She's the whipping girl, the whipping boy, right? And so she's a patsy, is what I would say. And so whenever anybody wants to talk about the red pill, instead of saying if they ever mention a name, it's never me, it's never Myron, it's never anyone else. It's not even Andrew Tate these days. It's Pearl Davis.
I'm starting to see a lot of people on the timeline. I'm starting to see a lot of people on the timeline keep mentioning Pearl, and yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, if you say red pill, you mean Pearl, right? If you anyways, the point I'm trying to make here is that she's really there as a patsy. She's there as the fall person. Whenever it's a slow news cycle at Daily Wire, they have Pearl go out there and throw out a grenade or a Molotov cocktail and say, hey, we should repeal the 19th, or women should be submissive to their husbands, or let's whatever it is that's sort of like agitprop, it's whatever is agitating. And then and by the way, that'll be Wednesday's show for Matt Walsh. It'll be Wednesday's show for Candace Owens. It'll be Ben Shapiro, scowling and cringing on a 45-second TikTok video. And that's the content for that week. And that's all she's there to do, is to make the red pill look bad, because she doesn't know what she's talking about. She has no background in it, and she can't defend any point when she's put on the spot on any of these shows. So really all I can say is she's probably the single worst representative of the idea anyways of what, maybe it's brand survival. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But I can tell you this, is that I don't think it's the best move for the red. That's why I said the red pill's dead, because if this is the red pill, then it's no longer the red pill.
What message would you give to Myron in regard to this subject matter and how to deal with?
Well, I've already talked to Myron. Myron and I are cool. Everything's fine. It's no big deal. I'm not going to do any collabs with them if Pearl Davis is in the fucking room. That's simply, it delegitimizes 22 plus years of the shit that I've been doing for a very long time now. There's absolutely other than the fact that she's a snake to begin with. I'm not going to align myself or endorse or legitimize a person whose sole purpose is to look ridiculous, to set a narrative of ridiculousness when it comes to the red pill, and so people can mock her. Yeah. And if that's the case, then all they do is and so here's the thing: it's like, this is like a lot of the stuff that I talk about when I'm dealing with these guys, I'm dealing with men who are in some cases suicidal, right? They're zeroed out, they're fresh out of a divorce, they're at their wits' end, they're, for lack of a better term, zeroed out, right? Yeah. And when the red pill is made to be ridiculous. It's made to be, we're made to laugh at it and to dismiss it. What you're doing is you are dissuading guys who are looking for answers who might otherwise be helped by it, and you're putting them at a disadvantage. I'm not saying you're putting the noose around their neck, but I will say you are inhibiting their ability to find and equip themselves and educate themselves and to enlighten themselves to, it's like, hey, maybe things aren't as bad as they are, but they're never going to get that message if Pierce Morgan says, this is Pearl Davis is the face of the fucking red pill. Yeah. She's the one who is an obstacle to these guys finding the help that they need.
So what you're saying is when you have
a responsible for it, but she is dissuading these guys and is acting as a patsy, acting as something that's easily dismissed as ridiculous.
So basically you're saying, it's dangerous for legitimate red pill content creators to platform her because it partly legitimizes her.
Yes, absolutely.
But then after November 6th, we won't have to deal with this, right?
Well, after November 6th, I think things die down because I mean, everything changes right after that. Yeah. Everything changes because all the things that we're going to find, I think it was you who, I remember back in 2020 when you were the one who was saying you made the prediction. I don't know if it was exactly about C-19, but you were saying there's going to be some heavy shit that comes down because the political powers that be are desperate. And you were right, man. You were absolutely right about everything that you were talking about back in 2020, because I remember those conversations and I remember those shows. And quite honestly, I think we're going to see something very similar to that. But what happens right after the election, what happens right after all that, the whole landscape changed, but the board is cleared at that point. We could start a new chess match on November 6th.
Interesting. Well, Rollo, thank you for providing some clarity. I'm clear now on what the issue is, and keep doing the good work out here, helping guys. And I appreciate you for joining the platform, bro.
Anytime. I love you, bro.
All right, love you, bro.
All right, see you. Bye.
Rollo Tomasi. Rollo. He made some points. I think he made some points. I think his beef is not exactly with, I mean, obviously it's directly an issue with Pearl, but I don't think he has beef with Pearl. I think it's just more like, hey, Pearl's a troll. Let's not take her serious. And then that's some good feedback for the fresh and fit guys. I think that's legitimate feedback because, if they want to be taken seriously, if they want the red pill to be taken seriously, you can't legitimize a troll. There's plenty of trolls that want to get access to the Grift Report, and I just won't have them on because, coming on many reputable platforms that people take serious, does exactly what Rollo says. It sort of legitimizes you. It legitimizes you, makes you legitimate in the eyes of some. And specifically with Pearl, it's more about legitimizing her in this lane specifically, right? It's like one thing to platform her if your platform, covers trolls, but it's another thing when your platform is about the red pill, So the red pill's on life support. We're gonna hope that things change in the future. But with that being said, let's talk about Hotep rage. Hotep rage. Let's take a look here. Rollo seems bitter. I don't think it's bitter. I think he's just very protective of something he built. Right? Like he helped build it, and I think what it is, it's a legitimate gripe, right? Like Fresh and Fit said, yo, we not fucking with Pearl. 5 minutes later, hey, let's bring Pearl on the show, right? That's a bit hypocritical. And Rollo's like, look, y'all said y'all wasn't gonna mess with this bitch. Now y'all messing with her, and she a troll, and she delegitimizes the movement. The movement gets enough flack as it is. I think he's got a legitimate concern there. I think there's somebody said I should ask what happened between him and Pearl. I don't want to do the gossip, messy stuff. I like to deal with the concepts behind things. But yeah, anyway, with that being said, YouTube's acting a little janky, but we're gonna take a look at Hotep rage. So Hotep rage is a phenomenon where, as you become more and more Hotep, it comes with anger, and we have called that Hotep rage. And what we have today is a 11-minute recording. This is a Black History rant from Strong Dad's wife. So we're going to take a listen to this, and I'll make some commentary where I see fit as we go along. So let's take a listen.
We never get anything because you can't even prove that you're fucking worth anything, my nigga. Like, you're making it so much harder for us to get anything. Because all you want to do is take everything like a joke. It's niggas out here being serious.
You're tripping.
Baby, you almost went to jail for this.
Now, that's a good point. That's a good point. There's people out here that are like taking geopolitics seriously, national politics seriously, and everybody want to play around and joke. You know, it kind of bridges off of the whole Pearl thing, right? Like, everybody wants to troll, and it's just like, can we act like an adult for once? So I agree with what she's saying.
And niggas don't gonna take nothing seriously. For real, it's people risking their whole livelihoods. You over here talking about this that February, you know what I'm saying? That February Black History Month pack. Put the fucking weed down and stop naming it after Black History Month.
Baby, this is just a minority of black people. This is not, all black people aren't these dumb niggas on the internet.
These are the niggas though, because they are the ones that the white people put the spotlight on to make us look like fucking degenerates. They fucking get mad at Bath and Body Works for making a fucking watermelon candle when all they want to fucking do is eat water.
Oh my God.
Like, how are you gonna be mad when they laugh in our face with stereotypes, but then you turn around and accept every single black stereotype as black hole? No. It's either them, or you go to the political stage and it's these fucking coony ass niggas. Like that one black chick that be in the free.
Coony ass niggas. Add that to your vocabulary. It's no longer coon, it's coony. I like that. Let's continue.
Council rooms talking about Biden administration and shit. We got chicken eating niggas and coons.
Chicken eating niggas and coons.
And both of them make it to the national stage.
Chicken eating niggas and coons. Go off, sis.
Everybody else stays maybe on social media.
And we're talking about left and right coons. We're not even talking about every single one.
If they're saying some coon shit, they are on TV.
Yeah,
they are on TV. And if they're looting and eating chicken and fucking robbing and stealing, they're also on TV.
She got a point there. They take the worst elements of us, the coon, the coonie or the niggy, and put them on TV. I'm gonna let it continue though.
But everybody else who's really on their fucking grind for the community, they on the back seat.
But everybody else is on the back seat. That's true. They take the real legitimate black people and move them to the back of the bus. Don't let nobody see normal black people. Don't let nobody see productive black people. Don't let them see good black people. Show them the niggies and show them the coonies. She's right.
They're on the back seat, just hoping they can get an interview. Just scraping for a fucking interview. You do a fucking food and book drive for schools in Philadelphia. You get maybe 50 people, maybe. Probably more like 25. You tell niggas it's Nigga de Mayo. Come get some fucking chicken and margaritas. You
Nigga de Mayo? Nigga de Mayo. Hey, yo. Strong Dad, your wife got jokes. She said y'all out here celebrating Nigga de Mayo. Oh, Lord have mercy. We gonna get to the supers in a minute. Appreciate you, Retro Neon, Uncut Underground. We gonna get to those supers in a minute.
Pack a fucking club full of hundreds of fucking people.
This is hilarious.
Because it's like...
How long have you been sitting on this?
Because it's like, them niggas is getting the stage.
Now, I want to add something here. She hit on something. She said you have Nigga de Mayo and everybody pull up, the club is packed. But if you have a book drive, ain't no niggas around. You know what the solution is, chat? You got to have Nigga de Mayo de book. How do you say books? Libros? Nigga de Mayo de Libros. You got to put them together. And I've been saying this for a long time. You want to organize the black community? Make sure you got some free food there. And you got to trick these motherfuckers. You know, when they get there, it's like, want some chicken? Yeah, here's a book. You know, you got to donate a book, read a book. You know, every page get you a sip of Kool-Aid or sweet tea. You know what I mean? I think we on sweet tea now. We passed Kool-Aid. You know, you read a book, you get some chicken. You know, you got to combine Nigga de Mayo and the book drive.
They are getting the stage to speak, and all they can say is, Nigga de Mayo, come get your chicken. And you got niggas like King Randall scraping to get interviews on the news.
We gonna talk about King Randall. We gonna talk about him.
This is all they do, right? They do nigga shit, and then they be like, I'd love to see my people up. What the fuck are you talking about? They do nigga shit, and they be like, this is why I love to see all us coming together over niggy chicken? This is not coming together. Your kids can't even read, and y'all niggas at the club eating chicken and watermelon. The problem I'm having is I was following all these black creators because they was talking about how they were on Blackity Black. So I follow hella black creators. These niggas ain't doing shit. For real. They're not. I'm at the point now, I'm like, fuck Black History Month, bro. We do not need that shit. We don't even deserve that shit.
He said, fuck Black History Month. We don't even need that shit. We don't deserve it. Let her cook.
For real. And then the only people we highlight or take the time to talk about is niggas white people gave us. Seriously. It's the same niggas every year. Rosa Parks, MLK. Like, it's the same niggas. Like, did they not realize that we had, like, life has gone on since then? Like, it's niggas that almost went to jail last summer. And niggas that said nothing about them. Come on, like, and then when the black people that was in the streets was like, we're tired of this shit. And we don't really feel like we want to, you know what I'm saying, keep going on this shit. Now we're self-hating blacks. Nigga, y'all are not recognizing anybody who's going to jail for your rights, my nigga.
Yo, I love when she call him Niggy. Niggy. Niggy.
Niggas have kids risking their whole freedom. And you're like, eating chicken and shit. Like, really, what has been happening good for us this month? Nothing. Not to mention Jonathan Majors getting fucking dragged by these white people to the freaking depths. This nigga's going to Davy Jones' fucking locker and he's never coming back. His career is done. You over here looking for Coretta Scott King and both of them bitches is white. So how on earth are you looking for Coretta Scott King, bro? Your track record is not proving any of that shit. Matter of fact, his testimony was that whatever he said to her, that was false. Because you're not looking for Coretta Scott King in these fucking white bitches. You have a history of 4 white bitches past this bitch. And you gonna tell her she needs to be Coretta Scott King or Michelle Obama. Sorry, bro. You're looking in the wrong place. And now you're embarrassing us, guy. But yeah, definitely dark February. This is not a lit February. This shit is trash. I can't even call it woke shit anymore because they let white people hijack it. They mixed with the LGBTQ plus community so fucking much that the word woke that we started We can't even say that shit anymore.
Can't even say woke no more.
Because it's a war on woke.
You're right.
So I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear no hood nigga talk about the right to bear arms, nigga, because you're just shooting niggas.
Yo, babe.
Like, you're like, yeah, it's my Second Amendment. Shut up, bro. Because you'd have been doing that shit even if it was illegal. And what you're doing is illegal. Niggas still talking about the John Moran shit. Man, it's the Second Amendment right to bear arms. This nigga was doing his shit illegally. And here we go again talking about it's always right to bear arms until it's black people. No, nigga. That wasn't his gun. He shouldn't even have that shit. He was bearing arms illegally as fuck. And now we're going to sit up here and try to back him with the right to bear arms? This is why nobody take us serious. And we going to sit up here and say, it's always for black people. And I'm sick of that shit too.
Yeah. No.
Because when fucking, it's like niggas can't even, like they can't ungrasp that white people shit.
Yeah.
Because when what's his name's won the Super Bowl, they was like, see, Kelsey got that skin tone that saved him from anything because he just ran up and pushed the coach. And if that was a black man, he would have never got it. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
Have they ever heard of Dennis Rodman?
Like,
what about Ron? What's the other? The not Ron Artest, the other nigga. The other basketball nigga who be attacking niggas.
Oh, fucking
What about that dude? It's like Darius something or some shit like that.
I don't know what his name. I can't remember his name at this moment.
Yo, he be fucking niggas
but
up.
He do be fighting
all the time.
And the thing is, like, it took a while because he's been in the league for a long time. He has gray hair now.
Yes, he's been doing that for a minute.
Yeah, that whole Travis Kelce situation, that shit was trash. They was like, oh, if he was black. I'm like, no, Travis Kelce is a superstar. Well, I broke that down for y'all.
What I'm saying is this. Y'all are making up fake scenarios in your head to be...
Oh, Draymond? They talking about Draymond Green? Is that who they talking about? Latrell Sprewell used to go off too. What up, Chad?
Depressed, my nigga. That didn't happen. We don't know what it would have been if it was a black nigga, because that's not a black nigga. Okay? And it's like, every time something happens, they be like, if he was black, he would have been fired. Shush. Because this is why they don't take us serious. Because you're crying about hypothetical scenarios that have not happened. Now, if he was black, and he really was black in the video, and they really did do him dirty, then you can be like, wow, they did this nigga dirty. But that did not happen, and now here we come with the, if he was black. But he's not black. He's white. It's just like, this is Black History Month, and y'all are focused on white people.
And white people are focused on black people. Also, all the Michaels, they're focused on...
Yeah, they're focused on black people.
But they're focused on the wrong ones.
They're focused on the wrong niggas. And they're just saying it's every niggas. And they're so focused on us because we've been so focused on them that we out here talking about whiteness must die. Nigga, why in your right black mind? Why would you sit up there and be like, whiteness must die, we must kill white supremacy, and expect white supremacists to be like, yes. Like, what are you doing, bro? Are you trying to, like, show the cards? Like, it's nothing covert? Whiteness must die? You think we're gonna win? This nigga's finna obliterate us. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why?
Said the white man gonna kick our ass. Oh, Lord have mercy. What a Black History Month rant this is.
What kind of war tactic is this?
See, these are the opinions you don't get to see. That's why I'm glad we have this. That's why I'm glad we have the Grift Report. Because these are the, like, raw, middle, moderate opinions of black women you just don't hear. You don't. So thank you, Strong Dad, for secretly recording your wife in her Hotep rage rant.
Oh my God.
It's like, I think it's because people don't, like, niggas stop reading. Because I low-key wasn't reading for a minute, you know what I'm saying? And then I was like, yo, okay, I'm tripping. Like, I need to read books because these white niggas reading books. These Asian niggas reading hella book. Okay, and that's why, you know what I'm saying, and then we see where they are.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know if it's because niggas not reading book, but like
they not reading book
for real.
They not reading book
for real, because like, how are you gonna really sit up here on the main stage and say we're gonna kill whiteness, and then expect them to be like, you know what, guys, whites and blacks, we need to come together. You know, you're right. You know, we need to. What are y'all doing, bro?
Yeah, they're not trying to come together with shit like that.
Y'all are fucking up the game, and then be talking about standing on business. Like, you're fucking up the game. And want to call niggas out on hood politics. You're not even applying hood politics to your fucking life. You're out here telling the ops that we finna kill the ops. What you think the ops gonna do?
That's a good point. I always saw that. Like, I said this too. In one of those spaces, I had one of those black nationalist spaces they invited me on, and I was like, yeah, I know y'all on the white man's app talking about what you gonna do to white people. Like, I don't know where y'all learned your tactics from, but that don't make no sense. You like, niggas talking about, you ain't talk about this, you ain't talk about that. I'm like, y'all on the Fed app. They just showed you the Feds got a back door into Twitter, and y'all just putting your whole tactics and strategy on the timeline. Like you're being how you gonna be revolutionary on Twitter?
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
What?
Like, it don't make sense, bro. It's time trying to get these niggas to understand basic beginner level math. And it's like we will never get up.
Black history.
What are you talking about? Not recognizing Africans, like, nigga, African American, nigga. Where do you think you came from? Nigga, you're black. What are you doing? Like, we don't. Slavery is not. We're not from there. Where is slavery? Tell me where slavery is as a place. We from Africa, nigga. These niggas talking about some damn. This isn't African history. This is Black history, motherfucker. What the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas?
I love that she ended it on that. I love that she ended it. You niggas is black. You're talking about you African American. What do you think? You ain't from slavery. Show me on the map where slavery is. Oh, man. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I needed y'all to witness that. We're going to go to phone lines in a little bit. Text Hotep in your name at 202-596-5631. Text Hotep in your name at 202-596-5631. I'm going to show you something else that I saw on the timeline. I thought was slightly concerning. Slightly concerning. And this is in regard to, and this is right on pace with what she was talking about. Black History Month, da-da-da. So King Randall put out this video, which I thought was absolutely brilliant, where he's teaching kids how to deal with police at a traffic stop. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly it. So I want to go to the timestamp right here. Just show you this one little clip with a timestamp. If Elon's app will work. His app never works. We just want the app to work, Elon. How you gonna be the king of video and your shit don't play video?
Also, when you get pulled over, blah.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. He's coming back, bring my license. He's probably gonna give me a ticket for not having my seatbelt on. Now, what's the wrong thing to do if I'm getting pulled over and he come up to the car? Run. Nah, what? Run? We're not gonna run. And what's another thing we're not gonna do? Talk back. Cussing, talking smack, all that stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
We're not doing none of that number if we get pulled over. We're not talking smack, we're not cussing, we're not telling them what our rights is, blah. We're not doing.
Okay, so that was the part right there. We're not telling them what our rights is, okay? Now, this account, Big Malcolm X Play Cousin, I've seen this account around. They did do pretty well as far as viral tweets. And they got 167,000 views on this, 168, 510 retweets. And he says, be careful who you let, quote unquote, mentor your kids. A video teaching black kids how to give up their rights and increase their chances to be railroaded by the police is outrageous. This stepping and fetching video is what not to do when pulled over by the police. Exercise your rights. Now, there's a very, 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 very small gray area here, okay? And in order to show you that gray area, let's see if I can pull something up here and show you what that gray area looks like. Here we go. So, let's go here. Here we go. Let's play this. Let's put this on your screen. Let's play this.
How to stand your ground.
Chain list, and this should be a very short conversation. You haven't even gone to check who I am yet. So that means that, you know, a passport is the highest form of identification. There's no higher form of identification.
You're right.
So everything that you need to know who I am is in your computer screen.
Okay, but I am going to issue a citation because you're going.
You can do that. That's fine.
Okay.
But I am on a do not detain list. It's going to tell you that when you get on that, when you get to that computer. I'm just letting him know. You know what I mean? Because you act like I'm being difficult.
All right, peace steppers. As you can see, sometimes when you're operating through the state national passport, you know, the police may still operate with some form of assumed jurisdiction over you, right? As you can see in this video, the cop would try talking about writing me a citation before he even, you know, ran my information in the database, right? Just assume that I'm a citizen, assume that I'm a part of the federal corporation when I'm actually a flesh and blood man living on the land with a soul given to me by the Most High, you know what I mean? And I have the common sense, so that means I only adhere to common law. And if there's not an injured party, then they have no jurisdiction over me. They have nothing that they can say to me, right? So driving in any form, there's never an injured party. And even if there was a car accident, which it wasn't, you know what I mean, then insurance would cover that. And we always operate in the proper capacity, right? So when they operate with this presumed jurisdiction over you, it's important that you tell them that your lawyer told you to not speak at all, only provide them with legal documentation, which is a passport, and to maintain your right for silence, because it will be held against you in a court of law. Because what the police is trying to do is find different ways to pull you back into their jurisdiction. A lot of times people just get excited about the information, right? You know, get the download and just follow the app, and they're not really reading the information. They're not taking the time to rescind their signatures, to turn in their driver's license. So at the point when you get your passport, you're pretty much operating in two systems now. You know what I'm saying? You're presenting your passport, which only says your name and do not detain, but then you still have their DMV database is still open, and all your driving record and everything is still there. So if you give them your social security number, or if you give them your address, these are things that tie you back in that database if you already haven't done what's necessary to rescind those contracts and put yourself solidly on the land.
So that's Big Stepper Yah on TikTok. Steppers Only Yah on Instagram. This is somebody I follow. I've had him on the platform before, Yamashiach. And let's go back. So that's the gray area, right? Where you're operating, you know, in a different capacity. This is like, I know the Moors was talking about this stuff, and, you know, who was the other cat that used to make those videos about maritime admiralty law, and, you know, your birth certificate is traded on the stock market and the Queen of England owns all of that. Who was that guy that used to do those videos? Y'all remember that? Tell me in the chat if y'all remember, and put his name in there. So this is the gray area. Okay, where you have guys like Yah who teach you how to operate. Now, the one thing I will say about Yah is he does have the receipts he's posted a bunch of videos of him dealing with police and, whatever. But the one thing he did say was, be quiet. Don't talk. Your attorney told you not to talk, right? So when King Randall says, hey, look, when you're dealing with the cops, you don't have to tell them your rights. King Randall's actually in alignment with what Yah is saying. And the people like Yah who teach that, I'm not operating a motor vehicle. I'm driving I'm driving a car or something like that. I forget how they get around some of this legal framework. Jordan Maxwell. Thank you, Jordan Maxwell. So it's like that Jordan Maxwell, more Science Temple, Yah type stuff, right? But the main thing he's saying is retain your silence, right? Maintain your silence. So this guy here is saying that he's teaching the kids, what does he say here? How to give up their rights. And I looked in the thread, and there's a lot of pushback. There was a lot of pushback. You got some people saying stupid shit like he was doing good until he started saying he's Republican, and it went downhill from there. And it's just like, all right, you're not even dealing with the video. You're not even dealing with the message. You're dealing with the messenger. So I can't take you seriously. This person says, man is being as transparent as possible. He obviously believes this, has and will keep him safe. My brother, why the negative outlook? So there was some pushback in the thread to this guy. And when I first read it, I'm like, I don't remember him saying anything wrong. I think, a lot of the tips he gave, like turn your inside light on, keep your hands on the wheel, roll down your windows to show that, you have nothing to hide. And people took that as, oh, you gave him a license to search. And I'm like, having your windows down does not mean, and this just comes back to the fact they're just mad because he's aligned with the white conservatives. White conservatives support him. So, I even saw somebody here say something in chat like, he's aligned with white conservatives, so you can't take anything he says serious, So they're not even dealing with the actual work being done. But just because you have your windows down does not mean you consent to a search. Those are two completely different things. What you're saying is subconsciously you're telling the officer, look, you're safe. I have nothing to hide. My windows are down so you can see inside my car. I'm not granting you access to search my vehicle, but if you want to look from outside the vehicle, I have nothing to hide. And this is all great, great advice. But to construe what he said as saying that they're giving up their rights, that's dishonest. It's dishonest. And he criticizes some people as saying, hey, you guys fail at reading comprehension. And I'm like, I don't know if they fail at reading comprehension. I think you didn't comprehend what King Randall was teaching here, where he says, he's basically telling the kids, you get pulled over by the police, hand them your stuff, and you remain silent, right? You have the right to remain silent. You don't have to be one of these people. And this is where they get it wrong. Some people will take Yah's course and do it wrong, where they go, they get detained and now they want to talk, hey, I'm a Moor and I'm a sovereign citizen and these are my rights. And it's just like, cop ain't even ask you for all of that. He's just doing a routine stop and you over here talking about shit that's for the judge. You save that for the courtroom. You save that for the judge, right? So he's, King Randall's basically saying, don't be one of those people who feel like they got to add more to the conversation than what's really there. Remain silent and, take your citation and have your day in court. Ultimately, what King Randall is trying to do here is teach children how to have a safe and effective police stop so that there's never any question about their safety. So that a cop, when he approaches your vehicle, he doesn't accidentally discharge his firearm or tase you, right? Because you may be one of those people who don't have their paperwork ready. You reaching over to the glove box as he comes to the thing. He's like, oh, he's reaching for a firearm, and now you're a dead black man, and Joe Biden and Democrats are grifting off your name, and they got to call Ben Crump, right? So he's trying to avoid all of that, basically saying, don't even give them an excuse. He even mentioned having a dash cam. Don't even give them an excuse to say Don't give him any room to say, oh, he reached for something. So I thought, I've seen a bunch of these videos go out from King Randall. Let me go ahead and retweet this one because I think it's a valuable lesson. But he's done, how to change an outlet, how to change a tire in a car, brakes, oil. And now he's doing, how to handle a police stop. And he even has a police officer join him to help out in this endeavor, in this little activity. I think it's great work. And it's just unfortunate, again, strong dad's wife, right? It is always going to be somebody there to tear you down and be a niggy. And it's just like, cool out, bro. Like, give dude props where props is due. And just that be that. But you see the pushback here. What advice do you have for the kids? Somebody said, y'all be so weird. This person's just looking at him like crazy, like, what? So this guy said here, exercise your rights, quote unquote. Come on, man, be real. I wonder how that went for our brothers and sisters that were still gunned down by police that didn't give a damn due to our skin. At the end of the day, bro, in the video is just trying to get people home to see another day. Good for him, because a cop going to do what he going to do regardless. The advice for both his point and yours is to be wise and use your tools wisely. There are times to exercise your rights, but don't be stupid and turn a 5-minute stop into a 5-hour stop and worse. That's basically what he's saying. Right. That's exactly what he's saying. Somebody else says, we live in a police state. We don't have rights if they choose not to observe them. Another great take. Now here's the guy I was talking about before. He said, I warned people about this nigga. Whenever you have white conservatives praising you, you're a coon. So that's like really all it takes. It's like, oh, white conservatives like this guy, and then this guy pushes back. He says, if that's the case, why don't you go lecture the boys? So push back against that as well, right? But this is the dumb shit, that happens on both sides of the political aisle, where it's like, oh, you're around black people, you must be a DEI lover. Oh, you around white people? Oh, you must be a coonie. That type of shit. Anyway, let's go to the phone lines. Text Hotep in your name to 202-596-5631. And I'll be right back after this short, brief commercial break.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan.
We got Strong Dad calling in. Happy nigga de Mayo. What up, bro?
What's cracking? What's cracking?
Yo, she coined so many terms in that rant. I'm crying. Niggies, coonies, nigga de Mayo. She was going off, man. I appreciate that rant.
Yeah. She go hard. She go hard. She has these moments. They've been happening more and more lately. She, all of our friends down here in Colorado, at least all of her friends, because she moved out here right around when we met, are from the protest. And a lot of them are, left wing, and they love her because she's a woman, right? She's a black woman. But they're okay with me. But because of this, all her socials, they just be on her socials. And every time I say some shit, they always come in her. And so she has these moments where she's like, man, fuck all of this shit. But she's afraid to say it because they'll cancel her, and that's the jokes, right? That's what they want. They want you to be silent completely.
Yeah.
And so, I told her after I recorded, I told her, I was like, listen, if you need to just have these moments, then I'll just share them with
people who are gonna care. You know, they ain't trolling my page no more. They, you know, they're not watching me no more. They gave up on me
because they know you're not
I
gonna
ain't fucking with
budge.
it. Yeah, so
and that's the key to a lot of this
is,
shit. You got to stand your ground.
You got to stand your ground, and she, you know, she's working on it.
It's hard for a woman though, because she takes her relationship seriously, and she doesn't want to hurt anybody. You know.
Absolutely, and you know, I feel like, you know, like when she had our daughter, you know, she became a lot more sensitive and a lot more feeling, and so it's hard for her to say the things that she was saying when we were, you know, out in the streets and when we were confronting these people. So it definitely feels good to hear her exercise it. But yeah, that nigga DeMaio shit, that was a real thing. That really did happen. Last Cinco de Mayo, they did nigga DeMaio.
What?
Chicken and margaritas. Yes. So she follows, you know what I'm saying, she a black woman, she like her relationship, or not relationship, but her, like, you know, her diva videos and shit like that on Instagram. I call it nigga news. And on her Instagram algorithm, she saw a flyer for I don't remember, I think it was somewhere down south, for nigga DeMaio, and she was furious when she saw that. She wouldn't shut up for at least 35, 45 minutes just about that flyer. It was,
I just looked it up.
Yeah.
It's people on Reddit talking about it 10 months ago. They said nigga DeMaio is ignorant as hell, but of course, look who said it. Oh my God. So nigga DeMaio even made it to the internet.
Nigga DeMaio. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It is. It really is wild. It really is wild. They don't take nothing serious. She's not right. You know what I'm saying? She's not wrong. You know what I'm saying? I definitely did almost get locked up for them niggas, and they didn't take shit serious. And you know what's crazy? And I think, you know, I don't know if Goldstein's here today, but he can attest to hearing this in a space. What's crazy is that I did all that shit for niggas, right? And the niggas in the end, the black people who actually helped me out were all Ethiopians. And they were a part of a Pan-African group that was down here trying to make bridges with black men who were leading, because they saw the benefit, right? And so they lended me a hand. And so whenever I say that in a space, these niggas would be like, oh, so you one of them niggas? Oh, I see what it is. Oh, so we can't really take you serious because you do it. And I'm like, nigga, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Why can't they take you serious?
Because I would dare be or work with anyone who uses the name Pan-African, because it's worked for me and the black people.
Oh, they don't like the Pan-Africans.
They hate that shit.
Oh, this the CIA yacht.
You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, they hate that. They hate that, but they're doing marginally or significantly less than anything that I'm doing just in general, let alone with those people.
Right.
But they hate that. And she sees that, and you know what I'm saying? I almost went to prison for that shit. And, you know, it's wild. Niggas like King Randall are getting it done. They're out here doing it. Brothers like King Randall are out here doing it.
Yeah.
And because of his political associations, all of the worth and knowledge that he passes on is now useless.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And it's disrespectful.
Yeah, it is disrespectful. It's sad. It's disappointing, but you know, it's kind of hard to hate on what King Randall's doing. You know, I don't know how people hate on it. It's kind of weird. Yeah. It's almost like, you know, are you the ops? Are you even a real account? You know what I mean? Like, or we one of them Chinese bot accounts?
I don't get it at all. And you know, sometimes it be them them Democratic niggas, them Democratic Cooney niggas, who they're just legitimately just mind fucked with whatever dildo a Democrat has shoved up them, and that's all they know is that. You know what I'm saying? You go to their account and it's a vote blue, no matter who, some shit or something like that. We gonna get them, and I think these are bots too. Honestly, these might be bots too. You can't be an upright, walking, thinking, mature human being and still be rocking that. I just don't understand.
Unless you're a woman, right? Because all it takes is a comment from Charlie Kirk, and then, you know, now it's all underneath your skin, and you're like, oh, I'm voting blue just to spite this white man. It's like, that white man don't give a fuck about you and your vote.
So I was going, I wanted to address this because I saw Fresh Mike in the chat, and he said, now, if Charlie Kirk said this, would that be wrong? And I'm going to tell you why it is
Charlie
wrong.
Kirk said what?
Fresh Mike. What my wife said. She had, if this was a Charlie Kirk rant.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why it would be wrong. Because Charlie Kirk doesn't give a fuck about niggas, and my wife does. And so when she says it, it's because she has been doing this. She cares. She has been trying to present solutions. She's been fighting the wave. Charlie Kirk isn't fighting the wave. Charlie Kirk is the wave. He is a part of the wave that suppresses all of us. And that's why it's wrong when Charlie Kirk says it. Not because it's true, but because he doesn't give a damn. But that's like saying you shoot raccoons on your property, but you are a part of a PETA organization. That's what that would be. He doesn't like niggas. And that's why he says that. It has nothing to do with it being right or wrong.
Well, it's self-serving. It's self-serving.
It's very self-serving.
Yeah.
And it makes that the coinage that you can get from that. So that's why he says it, Fresh Mike.
Yeah, I agree. Keep the rants coming. I absolutely love that.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know about nigga the mile. Somebody in the chat said the club promoters, urban club promoters, use that term. I didn't know about that. That shit's fucking hilarious. But yeah, tell her I said what up, and I appreciate those rants and keep them coming.
Hell yeah, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Strong Dad on the check-in. Lord Jesus, let's get Goldstein in here. Let's see what he got to say. Makes sense out of some of this. That was a good response to Fresh Mike, too. Retro Neon, he says, as I look back, I'm grateful for the red pill and MGTOW. It gave me a wake-up call. I needed to focus on myself and build myself up. Yeah. Again, I've always said the red pill is extremely important to
All from
Murphy's and older men, too. Goldstein, what's up, man?
What's happening?
What's happening with him, man? What do you make of today's stream, man? What you got for us today?
Dope ass stream.
Thank you, sir.
Got me thinking about perspective on shit. Like that's because sometimes you fail to encompass from a 30,000 foot view. You fail to encompass certain things that you probably should when looking at how humans fucking interact with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking like you take Rolo for instance.
Okay.
I see things very much the same as Rolo, but for very different reasons than Rolo.
Okay.
And I think sometimes the difference in the reasoning is what causes all the bullshit, right? Because Pearl is a motherfucking idiot.
Okay.
Straight up. He's absolutely right by all that. She's a fucking idiot. That bitch is the Lucille Ball of the fucking dynamic. You remember Lucy from back in the day?
The fitness bitch?
No, Lucille Ball from the I Love Lucy show.
Oh, okay.
Like a court jester type bitch.
Yeah.
And it just so happens, by the way, side note, that they're both redheads, but I'm sure that has nothing to do with it.
Uh-oh, here we go.
But you can kind of see that she is the Lucille Ball of this dynamic. And that's because what I have believed is occurring here is no matter what perspective you see life through, they have a fucking parody of it that most people fall prey to and think is the actual reality. They neglect everything they see in their own world and how what they know applies to it. And they fall for the parody that's created and aired for millions of viewers. Sometimes those sneak through. Pearl is absolutely one of those things. So to say, it's just her grifting, when you see just how much fucking destruction she's actually applying to the thing, I think you should probably pull the microscope back a little bit further and be like, nah, this is on purpose. Because if you look at every motherfucking instance whereby which a philosophy, a perspective, a worldview, whatever you want to call it, initially starts out and is helping people, the more people that it helps, and once those things that you gain from that help start to run contrary to the narrative of the motherfuckers who want to control everything, that's when the problem occurs. That's when the problem occurs. And that's when the people whose interest you're stepping on will start to undermine whatever it is you're doing. Red Pill starts out as something that helps men, like you said.
Right.
And people who were about that life remained about that life. They left an impression. People come in and grift off of that, sure. But that's not the main reason why fucking shit that actually helps and makes a difference in people's lives come under attack. It's not because, oh, I want to grift off that. That's usually not the destruction of that, because motherfuckers can grift off a good idea for thousands of fucking years. Religion being one of them. But you just got to know how to do it.
Right.
You can't cheapen the art form. But you also got to understand that once it gets to a certain point where it becomes that fucking influential, people are seeking to undermine that shit. On purpose. And Pearl, as effective as she is, one would have to assume that she's an on-purpose type of motherfucker.
Insurgent.
Yeah. You can see it. Like, it's just like I said, watching fucking TV characters. Because the people who write those shows also write reality in a large motherfucking way. Not completely, but like I said, the manicured fake reality you see on the internet or on TV. The shit that gains millions of views. It doesn't gain millions of views because it holds millions of motherfuckers' attentions on an organic level. It gains that because that's all they fucking show you. And it's gotten to the point where it's almost fucking, you can just see, it's almost like a movie set a lot of times.
Right.
But that's a whole nother thing. Pearl is that thing. So I think that we need to get away from this whole, oh, they're just grifters. Yeah, 99% of them are, but you got to be able to see the ones that aren't.
Yeah.
You got, because otherwise you end up like 20 years from now talking about this bitch in a history book like they do about Jane Fonda and all the weird shit she was doing for the CIA and on and on and on. That we have millions of fucking examples of how this shit operates, and nobody really fucking wants to be like, yo, okay, 90% of this is X, but we really need to look at this motherfucker, because if they are one of them insurgent types, we need to drive these motherfuckers out of here. Otherwise, you deserve what happens to your fucking philosophy or worldview. You weren't a good steward of it.
Damn. So I think Rollo is pretty much on point. Now, I don't want to have you defend him, but I'd love to hear your response to this, because people in the chat said, oh, he's bitter, he sounds bitter, he's a hater, and all of this stuff. And I don't think it's that. How would you respond to those comments about bitterness and him being a hater and whatnot?
Nah, none of that shit applies. Sometimes you need the proper amount of fucking hate any goddamn way to propel you. So I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, he's a hater. Who gives a shit? That's one of the ranges of human fucking emotion. All right? To sit here and deny it, oh, yeah, you can't be a hater. Fuck all that. Sometimes you need to hate. But the goddamn best way to have it is to be able to integrate it into a productive fucking way. So if that's what he's doing here, because I don't see anything wrong with his message, if that's what he's doing here, then who gives a fuck if he's hating? As a result, this good thing has come about. My only like breakaway from him was just like on the why Pearl's doing something, but everything he said was absolutely fucking right. You know what I mean? And if he's hating as a result of being able to produce something in the goddamn world that will actually be a benefit to people, who gives a shit if it's hate? Use that shit. It's there for a fucking reason.
I forgot. Wait, what do you mean the why she was doing it? What I can't recall that part of the conversation. What did he say, or what was your take on that?
He my takeaway from it was And if I'm wrong, you know, you could always rewind back, and I'll be more than happy to be like, yeah, I was wrong there.
Yeah.
But my takeaway from it was he was saying that she's doing this as some type of main reason being a money-making scheme.
Okay.
I think it's
the brand.
worse
He
than
said
that.
it's for the brand. You know, they're trying to do it for the brand. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's way worse than that with some people. Like I said, 90% of the people, yeah. But there's going to always be, historically speaking, there's always going to be at least a good 10% that are in there trying to dismantle your shit because it got to a point where it got on their radar and they were like, we can't have this. And Pearl fits the description. After a motherfucker who's dealt with law enforcement and the rest of that shit for the majority of my life, I probably have a keen insight into how motherfuckers move that most normal motherfuckers don't. I get that. But Rolo ain't no normal motherfucker. So I wouldn't necessarily label this as, oh, she's grifting. I would leave that wide the fuck open for interpretation. Otherwise, that bitch sneaks in, gets to stay there, and 20 years down the line, there's some fucking monstrous version of the red pill that's consuming souls, kind of like with this fucking gender ideology shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, when I first saw the tweet from Rolo, I was just confused. And then I read the comments and people were like, yeah, Myron said he wouldn't work with her. Now he's working with her. So I thought it was about that, like just Myron being a hypocrite. But as Rolo explained it, because I don't really be in them circles. I'm in them circles, but I don't be in them circles. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
Right.
And so when Rolo speaks, I get a little bit of insight into those circles and what's going on. I get caught up, and I think he's got a good point, right? Where it's like the red pill gets flack just for being a red pill, just for having a manosphere, just for having a place for men to discuss men things. They get flack for that too, from the feminists and from the ops and the three-letter agencies, all of that, right? So they don't want it to exist. So then when you bring in somebody like Hannah, it's like, okay, so it's not saying Hannah should not exist, but I think what the issue is when Fresh and Fit says, I'll never work with her, then they work with her, it's compounded on top of the fact that she detracts from the movement instead of adding to it. So them being a so-called legitimate red pill outlet, they legitimize her and her opinions and prop her up as if her opinion is valid in this arena when, like Rolo Tomasi, you know, feels is her opinion does not matter. And I believe I personally just think she's just way too young to have an opinion that matters.
Yeah, the bitch is like you said, she's either one of two things, a hella grifter or a motherfucking asset to somebody. I'm not even going to say government, or I don't give a fuck who it is. It doesn't really matter. But is she an asset to somebody? Is she their apparatchik? Or is she just in this for herself? And for someone at that age to come out of virtually fucking nowhere and have this much of a manicured career in the small amount of fucking time that she's had it, that raises more eyebrows than any fucking thing. Who's your team? Who's around you? Who's your agents? Who are you? Now, if you're going to have this broad on fucking shows that are allegedly red pill, that's fine. Platform that bitch. But you got to ask all of them questions that I just did and make sure she's consistent and know some answers before you ask them. Because that's the type of level of motherfucker she could potentially be, more so than most. And you need to vet that shit. If you let it go for clicks, if you let it go or if you play along, you're either suspect or sell out your goddamn self.
Yeah.
So yeah, platformer. Don't be like one of them, oh no, don't give her a platform, that's legitimate. Now fuck all that. Put her on and put her under the spotlight.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because you are a steward of something. You are a steward of a thing that helps change people's lives.
Yeah.
You have to guard that shit.
Yeah, I pressed her lightly, ever so lightly. People thought I went hard on her. Pause. And I went really light, and she couldn't handle it. And that's when I kind of realized, oh, okay, it's just a little girl on the internet.
Yeah.
I thought she had, some substance, or I thought she had the gumption and the gall to stand 10 toes down on what she believed in. And she just capitulated too easily. And I was just like, do you even believe some of the stuff you say? Like, and it just seems like, oh, okay, you just make content because you're looking for a grift. So, yeah, that was my takeaway from the whole thing. Yeah.
I think she don't got no depth because she has a script. They ain't gonna write too much depth into a script.
She the
so
ops.
when she'll get on there, she gets on there to act like I said, the Lucille Ball of motherfucking the manosphere. Get up there and fucking do her little comedy routine, right? That's what she's paid to do, basically. And then if she's pressed on anything of substance, there ain't nothing there.
Right.
Because it's not on the script.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Big facts. Well, wise words as always. Appreciate you, Goldstein.
Yes, sir, man. Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Let's get Jeff in here. We got one of the homies from around the way about to call in. Retro Neon said, because at the end of the day, it's about the message. Red pill equals understanding female nature, learning game, etc. And MGTOW is focusing on yourself as a man. Yeah. Uncut Underground says, Fresh and Fit is just as goofy as Pearly Things. Nobody on... let me finish reading this.
Call from Osiris.
Nobody on social media contributed more to the hoe economy more than them blue pill at best. Damn. Yo, Jeff, what up, bro?
What's going on, my boy?
Life is good, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. Just wanted to leave my piece on the Pearl thing.
Okay.
You know, this situation is similar to how the black community tries to gatekeep certain ideologies. You know, you got the wokey left progressives that'll tell somebody like Hotep Jesus, yo, you can't be saying that. That's not what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they'll try to hold down you from saying your piece about how you think, quote unquote, blackness should be, you know, and they'll gatekeep in the same scenario as Rolo is doing with Pearl. It's nothing you could do. You know, you don't own YouTube. I think the difference with the red pill and let's say black ideology is that the red pill is still going in a certain space where everybody's useful to a certain degree, even though what Rolo said is true. Like some things could be detrimental, but it's a wave. Like you can't control every piece of the water that's going to hit the sea. I mean, hit the land.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
so,
but I think this was more like Myron's his boy. He helped Myron build his platform. So he's like, I ain't help you build your platform for you to give it away to this troll.
Yeah, I mean,
so I think it's a little more personal than it is general.
Yeah, and I mean, but I'm pretty sure you've had the same situation where, you know, maybe some of your hoteps don't agree with who you put on the platform. And then it's like, you know, nobody has an obligation to anybody. And I think as grown men, you should already know that. And it's like, imagine one of your boys come to you, you know what I'm saying? Yo, don't put them on the platform. You'll look at him like, oh, you kind of disrespect. you know I'm a grown man, right? You know, and if you know, let's say that was, well, Susan don't run YouTube. Whoever running YouTube, like I think they got the biggest say, because the true owner of the red pill ideology, which is born like in this space, I would say, is probably the platform owners. But besides that, everybody, like you're gonna have to deal with the worst of worst coming into that. I think what people have to stop doing is consolidating the ideology under some fake organized group. Just like in the black community, we got to stop doing that. Like, if we know the niggas is the niggas, then we got to be something completely. We got to be hoteps in that instance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you know the niggas is niggas, stop fighting or swinging for niggas or black people in that instance. go under your own banner, live under that, and then you can gatekeep the shit out of your own quote unquote Hotep.
Right.
But you're not gatekeeping black people. And in that instance of comparison, you're not gatekeeping that shit.
Right. Right. Right.
So I think Rollo has a big issue with that because he's one of the quote unquote forefathers. But the problem is they letting the media pigeonhole them into this ideological group that meets in a basement every Monday and speaks about, and then this is how the media can attack it. And then they'll put the figureheads together, and then the figureheads will agree with that out of ego. Like, yeah, this is the red pill group. So we got to say, but it's like, no, nigga, you're only an attack surface because you really don't have a quote unquote Hotep banner to fire your tank rounds from at. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. They got to do a better job of creating some sort of secular group, so to speak. Yeah. That's why. That's why we was like, oh, we Hoteps, good. We gonna carve out this niche. We gonna be Hoteps, and we're gonna define what this is. And like you said, we gonna gatekeep the shit out of this.
Exactly, and that's the only thing you can do. And I honestly think, throughout the years, I just felt like that about quote unquote blackness. I'm tired of arguing for these people. It's just like, I'm gonna either be this or I'm gonna be that. And I think a lot of ideological forms of identity politics gotta start understanding, like, all you can control is either your family, your your business, or your Hoteps. That's it. So that's all I got.
No, I mean, you raised some great points. Personally, I feel no type of way about, who platforms Pearl, right? And like I said, I think this is more about Rollo being disappointed in Myron, particularly because Myron wanted to get back on his word. Like Myron said he was going to do something and he didn't stand on it, right? So I think it's more personal when it comes to Rollo and less about like, hey, gatekeep that bitch. It's just like, nah, you said you wasn't going to platform this bitch. She backstabbed you. She backstabbed all of us. She making us, all of us look bad. So I think it's more personal. But I can give a damn, who platforms who, because like you said, it's out of my fucking control. And I think from where I'm sitting, I think I might lose some points for this, but I think Pearl's a net positive for the community.
I say the same thing. That's like you a net positive towards the even killed or even thinking black man. Yeah. And like, it don't matter what you say, because you got a special ability to say something, because Pearl's a white woman, quote unquote.
Yeah.
You see how hard she go on Twitter against white women and there's no trouble?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah. And
throw her to the dogs. Well, go ahead.
Yeah. Let her go out there and, she gonna fuck it up, but at the end of the day, she's creating controversy. She's creating conversation that now people are like, well, what is this thing, the red pill? And it pop. See, the thing is, sometimes you need a little bit of drama to popularize something. We was talking about this with Club Shay Shay, and last night Unc was talking about how Club Shay Shay needs to move out of the black sphere and move into the white stuff, because the nigga shit come with drama. And I'm like, no, that drama is part of the story. It's part of what makes everything popular. This is what's gonna make people tune into the next Club Shay Shay, because they're like, well, what's he gonna say next, right? So you can't really be boring, and boring doesn't sell tickets. So I think net positive is Pearl. Like, is she toxic? Okay, yeah, maybe we can say, is she a troll? Yeah, maybe we can say that. But overall, you need somebody who's gonna be, stirring the waters, so to speak.
Exactly, because there's plenty of excuses. You could say Rollo, he's a straight white male. You could say them niggas is niggas. But it's like, hold up, this a white woman saying this shit?
Yeah.
Oh man, and
that comes with special power.
She's got superpower, and I think the jealousy comes from that. you're not going to get no special, unique lines. She's young, you know, she's not that intelligent yet, but like she's just like that tough guy in the front line. It's like, yo, nobody can knock her out, and she just knocking the shit out of all these white women liberals, and they can do nothing.
And they can't do nothing about it. Yeah.
Yo, they can't call. They can't.
They can't cancel her because her daddy rich.
That's what I'm saying. So she's uncancelable, and then roll up when a camp. No, just let her go. Just give her some words of wisdom and send her on her way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So,
I think if you give her room, she'll hang herself too, right?
Yeah, but she can't even be hung. So just let her be the berserker. She'll take all the shots and bring, just like you said, bring all the branding attention for better or for worse. It doesn't matter. People still flooding in, which is your money somehow, some way, you know?
Yeah.
So
you coming to the Grifties?
Yo, I had just looked at it the other day. It's local?
Yeah, we in Jersey.
Oh, all right then. Yeah. Well, fuck, I'm about to get a ticket then.
Cop a ticket, come through, man. It's gonna be insane. We getting hotel rooms. We gonna wild out. It's gonna be crazy. Come through. I told Demick copped the ticket, so you know I'm trying to get the whole gang out there.
That nigga ain't.
He ain't hit you?
No, I'm just saying I'm just looking at him like, oh, this nigga gonna show up to the Grifty. You know what I mean?
He getting Hollywood on us?
He been, but we'll see. I'm about to get my ticket too then.
Tag him, text him and ask that nigga.
All
right, say less.
All right, what?
Grifties tickets on sale right now. Shout out to Syscoin, one of the sponsors of Grifties. Shout out to the Syscoin squad. If you want to talk that big brain talk, we're helping people get integrated into crypto, investing. We're talking stocks. We're talking crypto. We're talking Bitcoin. We're talking Syscoin. Hit that Telegram link in the description box below. Let's get you onboarded today. Ronan, he said, I'm driving with focus turned on. I'll see your message when I get where I'm going. Ronan, call in if you can hear me. So, you know, nice balanced opinions today, you know. Here go Ronan.
Call from
Ronan.
Ronan, what's happening, man?
Hey, not much, Hotep. So I just want to throw my little perspective in on the whole Pearl thing right now.
Okay.
You know, I'll be honest. I personally feel that the whole red pill community and MG, you know, whatever, I think it really kind of died with Kevin Samuels.
Damn.
And I think what you had rising in the ashes is a lot of inspiration. And a lot of people who are either trying to grift off of it, capitalize off of it. And what I've seen, because, you know, I kind of pay attention to a little bit of the red pill. There's a couple podcasts that I like to kind of follow just out of observation of what's kind of going on in the whole dating world. But one thing that I've noticed as a pattern is that whether it's Fresh and Fit, whether it's the Whatever podcast, or if it's one of, you know, Patrick Ben David's little tunnel diggers who does all his little Fresh and Fit version, they all platform online prostitutes.
Online prostitutes,
So,
yes, that's true.
Yeah, all they do is they'll sit down and they'll have these interviews with online prostitutes asking them basic and fundamental questions that they have no desire or interest in. So it's like you have these women out here who have literally sold their bodies in exchange for momentary pleasures and material gains. You have women out here who are literally getting shit on for money. You know, you have guys out here who are becoming cuckold or inadvertently becoming polyamorous because their girlfriends, you know, want to exercise their feminist ideological dreams. And then you have these platforms that are giving these same women more ammunition to get more
subscribers.
More subscribers, because whether it's like, you know, Tree of Logic and her crazy crusade against Pearl or any of these cats, when you are essentially platforming these online prostitutes And then these very same online prostitutes go on other platforms and talk about how they'll have the very same people who pay these guys to call these women whores and degenerates, but then they'll simultaneously go and subscribe to their OnlyFans or watch them on Pornhub. So, this is the issue that I see with what's going on with the red pill community is that, like, you guys keep on platforming these women. I don't hear you guys spending time telling guys how to avoid these type of women, to not go online and engage with these type of women. Instead, you're going to have them online. And I don't look at what's going on with Myron Gaines and certain extracurricular activities that he may be having with other types of people, but all I see is that, Pearl is, like everyone is saying, she's that white woman that nobody can touch because she's saying everything that, white women like her would want to say. She's kind of untouchable, but at the same time, she does shed a light on the problem and the hypocrisy within the red pill community and within the feminist community. Say what you will about her. At least she's allowed everyone to kind of see what's kind of going on and how difficult the dating world is. But my whole thing in wrapping everything up here is that if these platforms don't start just catering to young men like King Randall actually does, instead of catering to online whores, they might actually get a better reception, and men actually might start learning something. I think that's if we had a younger Hotep Jesus like yourself who had a dating show, then we would actually have some improvements in the dating market because you're not going to be platforming online whores and having them go on dates.
Yeah.
So I think
so
that's
let me play devil's advocate here because what they'll say is, Myron and them do, and I can attest to that, they do warn men about, the OnlyFans chicks and tell them not to do that, right? So, playing devil's advocate, what if, he's saying, I'm bringing these girls on here to show guys, hey, here's what these girls are about. They're not about shit. This is how they act. This is how they think. They're stupid, blah, blah, blah. And, he's trying to show them as an example.
And I think he's done a very good job of that. The only problem is, how many times are you going to have the same girl on? They're all the same.
It do be some repeats.
Let's be real here, Hotep. They all sound the same. They all talk the same. All right? They probably all suck dick the same. There's nothing individual about them.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's great to have them on to shed the light on, hey, guys, these type of women you have to avoid. But after a while, it's just repetitive and it's boring. And as a young man, if you're just watching Myron Gaines and Fresh and Fit, and they're just talking to the same type of women, whether they're black, white, Latino, Asian, whether they're a communist, whether they're a feminist, you're not gaining any value. In terms of your individuality and how to communicate with women. I mean, I think, listening to you and how you talk about women, young men would get more experience on how to talk about women listening to you for 30 minutes than listening to a 6-hour podcast of a bunch of half-naked women talking about how difficult it is to date men. You get what I'm saying? Like, it gets kind of boring. And I don't know if maybe that's something that's going on in the community where you have a lot of young men and other platformers that are just kind of fed up with the bullshit, and no one's really talking straightforward like Kevin Samuels did.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that there are other individuals who are very similar to Kevin Samuels, but they didn't have that same type of attraction and leadership that Kevin Samuels had. And now everyone's trying to fill that void, but they kind of forgot the whole message that Kevin Samuels was trying to send. So, they saw all the clips, the viral moments from his shows, but they never saw the message. And I would say that goes hand in hand with Pearl as well.
Yeah.
So I just think that young men out there, like, you're better off listening to, Hotep Jesus or Canon Hotep or Shaka Atmos or anyone else out there that's talking about how to be a better human. Because when you master the art of being human, then you master the art of socializing within this world. Then you master the art of being able to interact with women, interact with men, how to find the type of women you want to date. how the type of women you want to interact with, and how the type of men you want that will inspire you and make you become a leader.
Right.
And until that happens, we're just going to be in this weird cycle of this red pill community just kind of jerking itself off and beating itself up at the exact same time.
Yeah. Hey, man, appreciate you, bro. Good. Wise words.
Hotep and Bill.
Hotep and Bill. Yo, is somebody trying to call in? I had to send you the voicemail. Go ahead, call in. Let's hear from you. We missed your call. Let's go ahead and let you get in here. Pause. Men's rights activists. Oh. Yeah, I think there is a difference between pickup artistry and, men's rights advocate. I know Coach Greg Adams does a lot of that, advocating for men. Men got zeroed out, how to deal with divorce, how to avoid divorce. These are very important things, man. Men's rights movement, mostly for family court related grievances. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that handle it. And I think that's super important. How to deal with that, because I think women know the laws better than we do. I think women sit around and understand, the ins and outs of the law and what privileges come with being married. And, as a safety net, how to fuck you over, and so she could win, right? They have researched this stuff. So it's very important for men that have researched this stuff to relay that information to other men. All right, let me let Nero in here because the other cat hasn't called in yet. Nero, go ahead, call in. Let's talk to Nero, see what's going on with him. MRAs are old school. They got knocked down back in the day. Okay. I think they're super important. I think Rolo's part of that group somewhat. Myron was, for me, and I'm not going to tell you all my business and thoughts about Myron because I have some personal, issues with him, but I don't want to tarnish his brand by telling you what I know. But the way he was treating women while I was there at the broadcast, I remember the girl in blue that was sitting next to me, and she sang, and she said, I'd love to sing on the podcast to show people my talent. And he was treating her like he was Diddy or some shit, and she was auditioning to be on Bad Boy. And he was like, all right, hurry up, do your thing. And I'm just like, why are you acting like that? It's just weird to me that, who hurt you? You know what I mean? And meanwhile, so then Shorty, I don't know if y'all seen that episode, but Shorty, she was sitting to my right, and she started singing to me. She had on blue. And we had a great time, and she had a really nice voice. She sounded legit. And, I just think the vibe could be a little bit, and she's not an OnlyFans chick either. This is a church-going girl, whatever. She wasn't an OnlyFans girl. And I think, the vibe could be a little bit more humanistic. Nero, what's up, yo?
What's cracking, cuz? How you doing today?
I'm good, man. What you got for us today, man?
Man, are these niggas still bitching about pearly things and this nigga with the bald spot? What is wrong with these, man? What's going on with these fools, bro? See, I was kind of thinking about this earlier. The only reason this is an issue or a problem or even a discussion is because religion has failed. The schools have failed. No one knows how to fucking think. So when you get a fucking bald head nigga and a white bitch, it's a whole thing because nobody has anything else to fall back on. No spirituality, no fuck. Should I rather scratch my nuts and be at home than fucking pearly things?
So you saying niggas shouldn't be out here worried about her?
Nigga, no. They need to be out there making their own platforms that are better with better content. That's what they need to do. It's free. What the fuck is wrong with motherfuckers? But I do got something to say about that. Them having the same bitch on every time. When I first started, well, I forget how
you talking about Fresh and Fit
with them at first. Fresh and Fit, yeah. I think I was on Kevin Samuels, you know what I'm saying, trying to figure out bitches. So I'm tired of the same bitches too. It's annoying. That's why we look at these things like red pills, just to expose yourself at least to what motherfuckers is talking about, how motherfuckers is thinking.
Yeah, perspective.
Yeah. You go. perspective. So I'm listening to that shit. I'm like, oh, and like I said, religion has failed, right? So once motherfuckers get out of religion, they're like, okay, I don't believe in whatever God they talking about. Shit, they told us not to pop our pussies and do all this shit. I want to see what that's about. You know what I'm saying? And instead of, you know what I'm saying, at least they doing something and getting rich, like taking care of, doing something. You know what I'm saying? They may be fucked up psychologically, might be fucked up in the head. But that's what happens when you have a society based off of religion that represses the woman. Women want to fuck, okay? Women like dicks in their face. Okay, that's just the thing. like motherfuckers are dishonest as hell. Like, but instead of hating on somebody for what they're naturally gonna do, just like niggas fuck, everybody makes an excuse from there. Yeah, he's a baller and player or whatever. Like, build up a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because a girl likes to fuck, like teach her how to fuck. Like, what do you do with this power you have called fucking, motherfuckers, niggas, especially like fresh and fit like that. Like, people. It's easy to get caught up in that ideology of oppressing women, but it's only because they really scared, because they dick is weak, and they don't know how to see a woman for her brain instead of her ass and titties. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are scared that if these bitches start understanding their power, shit, we're fucked, because I don't know how to control my dick. Oh, if I don't repress women, oh, these bitches are smarter, so if I don't keep them dumb, shit, they might take my job. Motherfucker. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of undercover insecurities, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I was turned off the Fresh and Fit because they talk like they got penises, man. I got a dick, man. I dick talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of penis energy over there. You know what I'm saying? A lot of low testosterone over there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some creatine.
You think it's low testosterone?
Man, they need to go get some flow. Master Focus, some Apex. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, these niggas, man. All right. But real shit though. I got a call earlier. I know I could come on as Nero and all that shit, but it's really language. I'm gonna need you to lay off of my operatives in the field, okay? I'm gonna need you to
lay off Pearl.
All of my operatives, okay? Pearl, Fresh and Fit. Don't even talk about the studio, okay? You know what I'm saying? You know. We got them in the basement down here in level 5 clearance. You know what I'm saying? Don't start talking about the set, okay? Yeah. We in Hollywood, England. So we out here. Just but yeah, lay off my operatives. Appreciate it. That's all I got.
All right, yo, salute, bro.
All right, have a good one. Salute. Hope something's good.
Langley called in. Hotep and Bill. Why y'all talking about 6 in the chat? Y'all ruining 6 for me, man. Come on, yo. They ain't here talking about she a single baby mama. They used to be a scripper. She was a scripper? Is that true? 6 wasn't no scripper. She was a scripper? I know she's a single mom. She be making some good points, though. She be checking bitches. That's what I like about 6. She be checking the bitches. She be telling them, like, yo, you fat, ma. That's why nobody want to date you. You know, you's a big bitch. That's why nobody want to date you. I like shit like that. You know? She's like a black, refined Pearl. Like, if Pearl had sense and was black, she'd be 6. You know what I'm saying? Damn, Lauren, come on, yo. Don't ruin my heroes for me like that. Oh, here go that dude that was supposed to call in.
Call from
Wondering Prophet.
Yo, what's up, Wondering Prophet?
Islam,
what's up? What you got for us today?
I got a question about, it's Black History Month.
Yep.
And why are people, after I don't know, so many years of being, you know, let go and freed as slaves, still want to be called and identified as black?
Oh shit! Here we go.
I'm just curious, as a you know, as a Morris American, I'm curious why y'all want to be called black.
Are you a Moor?
I mean, are you a Moor?
Let's just have good discourse. Let's not play games and do the whole. Are you a Moor? If you a Moor, stand on business.
Yeah, of course I'm a Moor.
All right. Well, salute to you. Shout out to you. Props to you. I don't have no problem with that. You know, I can tell what somebody is by what they say. You know what I mean? So when you start coming with the why y'all call yourselves black, I'm go, okay, here's another one of those Moors. And I think there's a valid criticism from the Moors about using that term black. I absolutely do. I think it's valid criticism, especially going back to the slave codes of South Carolina, you know, blah, 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 blah. I get it. I get it. And there's no way I can defend it.
So you don't have an answer?
I just told you I couldn't defend it. You make a good point.
I'm just so do you still want to be called black?
Do I still want to be called black? I'm not black, I'm Hotep.
Hotep, you're a genius. HotepJesus.com.
Okay. I get that.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
So that's where we at with it.
Oh.
What else you got?
What I got for my people. I acknowledge me. I acknowledge myself. I am.
How long you been a
Moor? It's an acronym. How long I've been a Moor? I've been in the temple for about a year and a half.
Hey, I could tell. Yeah, I could tell. You sound like fresh meat. Yeah. Yeah. Keep going. Keep going.
What's that mean?
Keep going. No, I can just tell when somebody's new, right? Like I can tell, you know, from how they carry themselves, the things they say. I can just tell new from seasoned, right? So, you know, that's why I asked. Like, it's got to be like a year and some change. Keep going. You know, I would never criticize or say anybody not to be a part of the Moorish, you know, community. You know, do your thing.
Well, let me share some acronyms with my people. Multi-dimensional, observer, observing, reality, centrally. That's what the Moors are.
And what are those? What are those? What is that acronym for? What's the letters for that acronym?
MOORS.
Okay. What does it mean?
Multi-dimensional observer, overseeing reality.
Okay. So
and I got
that to me is concerning, right? Because if we take a look at the term Moor and where it comes from, you know, this sort of comes out of a Spanish language, right? And the terms you just used are English, which means that Moor could have never stood for that. That sounds like marketing to me.
Oh yeah, no, these are things that I just came up with.
Oh, these are yours. Oh, okay, beautiful.
Yeah,
okay, good.
Yeah. Like these are things that I personally experienced in meditation.
Ah, okay, beautiful.
And,
multi-dimensional. I love that.
I experience your existence, experience your expression, experience your ego, experience your essence.
You about 22 years old.
What else I got?
How old are you?
Not 22.
19?
Nah.
How old are you?
Why do you ask?
I mean, you can just say you don't want to answer.
I'm just curious, why do you ask?
Because I can hear the youth in your vernacular.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just say I've had these acronyms since my youth.
Okay. How old are you?
No comment.
Okay. Fair. Well, thank you, for your enlightenment. And shout out to all the Moors and your Moorish movement. And, keep studying.
Always.
Wonderful. Thank you for calling in.
Islam.
All right, Strong Dad. All right, Strong Dad want to go off. Strong Dad want to go off on the Moors. I have not gone off on a Moor since fucking I've been Ali Shakur. I don't deal in that argument. We not about to sit up here and argue over is we black, is we not black, we supposed to be Moors. Donata said he's trying. Right, exactly. He's trying his best. He's new. So how could I tell that he was new? Because niggas that's new always want to tell you the shit that they just learned. Niggas that's new always want to tell you the shit that they just learned. That's how I knew he was new. You see, when you old and seasoned like myself, and you kind of just sit back and you just listen to niggas talk and you don't really say much. You know what I'm saying? Besides how I could tell, that he was, still got the Similac on his Moorish books. Strong Dad, what do you got to add to this?
Yo, first of all, good call. Because that was going to be the very first thing I said was this guy must obviously just discovered more science.
Yeah.
This is how I sounded about, I want to say, because I was in the temple for almost 2 years when I got locked up. My name was Quinn Ill. If the brother's still listening, my name was Quinn Ill. Mm-hmm. That was the name I took. I took the declaration and everything. I spoke on the podium. You know what I'm saying? The chief put me and another brother in charge of delivering everything because we were college educated. We were pushed to the front. So I know a lot about these cats. I know a lot about it. And first of all, from the standpoint of if it propels you to be a better man, do it. That's how I'm going to come, always. Yeah. Always. So if, whether you're Christian, Muslim, whatever the hell you want to be, if it makes you better, I respect it, even if I completely disagree with it.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to say that because I'm not as nice as you. Nigga, get out of that shit. Get out of there. Get out of there. You know why I'm going to tell you to get out of there? The first thing I'm going to tell you to do is to do some research in history and realize that black people aren't Moors. Black people just were a part of the group of people who were also Moors. That's all. We aren't the original Moor. Just because you get some, if that's the case, then black people are the original quote unquote American. We were taken by them and forced to fight for them, and we took their name and their theology, and it made us powerful. The same way black people adopted Islam, the way that the Mali Empire, right? They adopted Islam, but who are the people who came from that, right? They were Fulani, all of these other tribes, but they adopted Islam, and so they became that. You're not a Moor. You are a black man, an African man. And I'm gonna tell you like this: you can spend 24 hours, 365 days a year focusing on whether or not you are identified as the word black. But everything you do in this world identifies you as black. When you sign a piece of paper of any importance, you are black in that box. It doesn't matter what the hell you call yourself because they identify you first. And until you have power, that's the only identification that's going to matter. It's the only one that's going to matter. And yes, you can take the route of declaring your nationality and go really far like some of those other brothers who have done the footwork to do that. You can do that, which is why I don't dissuade fully, following this route. If you're like, fuck that nigga Strong, that I'm gonna keep doing this, at least take it that far so that the cops can't fuck with you, so that you can stand up in court. But if you're not willing to take it that far, it has no value. It has no inherent value more than anything else that is actually yours as a black person. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. It doesn't matter what you call yourself. Them's just words. They're just words. At the end of the day, it's what you do with them words. And when you're new in the temple, when you're new in any temple, but when you're new in any type of Hotep black temple type thing, what you don't want to do is you don't want to start proclaiming what you understand and believe until you know why you understand and believe it, because then you'll get cited like Hotep Jesus just cited you by knowing you just started. That's how that happens.
Yeah.
So that's another piece of advice for you. You don't want to just call up and be like, we Moors, you know what I'm saying? And just start shouting the Circle 7 Quran tidbits, because it takes more than knowing what's in the Circle 7 Quran to be able to debate that shit. Look at people like Ali Muhammad and all them niggas on Sinetter's platform. You think that they just jumped in the ring? They studied hard as hell before they proclaimed why they believe what they believe. And you don't want to look stupid if you are older than you are telling us you are. You never want to come off looking like, you never want to come off looking stupid in that kind of way. You want to proclaim what you believe, and you want to be able to say it. When you asked him what he thinks and he said, I'm Hotep, that is definitive. When he asked you and you coming up with all these synonyms and shit, that's because you don't understand it yet. And I say this with much love and respect, and as someone who's been there. So I just had to throw that in there, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Back.
Hotep and Bill. Let's get Dre in here. Dre calling. I like what Strong Dad said. I'm a little bit different in my approach, where I don't like messing up people's space-time continuum. So it's just like, if you think you were more, just keep fucking going. I don't give a shit. Either you'll find your way deeper in, or you'll find your way out. But I don't want to tell you not to study, because there's a lot of great things you can learn about, being, like he says he's a Moorish American. I would say, just try not to hold on to any identities too tightly. No identities too tightly. You should always be loosely identified, but more identify with your own breadth of knowledge. How much do you know, and how much practical knowledge do you have? Running around saying, oh, you not black, that's not going to put no paper in your pocket. You know what I mean? So have some practical knowledge that, you can go inside the court system and unlock, the birth certificate money that's tied to the crown in England, or whatever the fuck they're teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like something tangible. Dre, what's up, man?
What's up, Hotep to folks, Hotep to the Hotep experience.
Hotep.
I want to just comment quick on your Morris cat.
Okay.
He just discovering his godhead. That's just his first step.
Yeah.
If he was a Mason, this would be probably like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
He just discovered this stuff. He just got the first sip of the clean water. Now he's going back for his second. That's why I said 6 or 7. That's why he's so declarative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After a while, he gonna calm himself down. You know what I mean? I understand that this ain't just this is not gospel.
Right.
This is self-improvement. He gonna understand that. But I want to get back to what the show started about, with pearly things.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it before, and I will say it again. Tell your white listeners to get their white women in check.
White folks, get your white women in check.
White women is the enemy. I'm not saying all of them. I'm saying the fourth and the fifth way feminists want them. And like I don't know if it was Goldstein or Strong that is the one who was talking about insurgents. I've seen pearly things on other things, and she looks like a fool, but she looks more authoritative when she's next to oh gosh, what's his name, Myron or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She looks like she is in control of herself, checking people. But it's how to say it? Let me. She's
more comfortable and authoritative when she's with them. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes, she's bada yard, but out the door she's quiet.
Yeah.
That's plain and simple. Once she's on her home base, you know what I mean? She got stones, but when she out there, she got pebbles. So I really and truly, if you really so confident in your stuff, like you are, somebody's gonna have a propaganda class lesson watching you and how you've been on some of them what's his name gut feel shows, because you burn it, you like German in the 40s. I can't remember the cat name. That's just me noticing. That's just me noticing. I know I shouldn't say this out loud because I don't want other people to look at it. But yeah, you are total disruptor, and I like your style about that. But getting back, the white woman and the way that she thinks is the enemy, because that's just a selfish person. If I was a person to believe in the fairy tales of the God, the even, I believe that it was a black man and a white woman. Living in the system that ain't want to be controlled. And that's the best thing for black women. Don't try to control them. Learn how to use their energy. You know what I mean? To benefit you.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't control the energy, you let them go. I mean, why are you gonna stress yourself out in life? You're supposed to find you the women, because I don't believe man ain't supposed to have no one woman. You know what I mean? Because if you break it down, someone saying fit to be a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I agree with
some of us like what we're born with. You know what I mean? And some of us don't like nothing at all. That's just breaking. I know it's the same thing on the woman's side, but a woman needs a companion. You know what I mean? Just like a man might need a companion, but a man mostly wants a companion for certain things. Yeah. You know, food and sex up to a certain age. When you get older, you know what I mean, then you might want to be that company to hang around with.
Yeah.
But like I said, let me stick on pearly things. The way that these white women think, they think men are like toilet paper, use once and dash it away. They don't see anything. They don't see, and they have been so slick and powerful in their programming that they're getting everybody to see that, oh, you're not worth nothing. Or if I don't make $5,000, I can't. If I don't make $50,000, I don't deserve to date. What kind of nonsense is this? That means you're looking over materialistic over love. A dude like me, I've never been a money making dude, but when it comes to certain things for a woman, if you'll be around me, you're gonna be fed. You know what I mean? I'd rather get rid of your stress without trying to put penis in you. So I think those two things is worth to me is worth to any woman with sensibility $1 million.
Yeah.
Pretty simple. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna gotta come. I don't need no woman to come and clean up after me. You know what I mean? My only deal breaker is I'm not washing your underwear. You know what I mean? I'll do anything else for you. I'm not washing your underwear. You can borrow mine if it comes that bad. I'm not washing your girl, and you can keep it. And so I get sick and tired because not all cats. I'm talking from us men who are financially challenged.
Land the plane.
What are we supposed to do? Stay lonely because we don't have money?
Yeah.
Because I have a twisted sense of humor. I know most men, you know, they want the sexy woman. Man, close your eyes. And use your imagination when you're holding on to something.
Yeah.
You ain't got to go out for these girls with a BBL. So what if she got 3 or 4 stomachs? That's why God created the back shot for. But yo, let me stop because I'm imbalanced. But like I said, the way some of these women think, they got to stop. It's either that or they're going to end up with a lot of cats.
Yeah.
They're going to end up with a lot of cats. Yeah, because
you're going to end up the cat woman. She's going to end up the cat lady, yeah.
Yeah, I'm speaking to the black woman because the black woman so much want to be like the white woman with the plastic surgery nonsense instead of work with what they got, what God gave them, and what they got to, you know, be that fertility goddess that they want to be. But like I said, between the feminism and that spirit of Jezebel that I have, like I said, I'm kind of giving up on people. But this is my warning: white women, these 4th and 5th wave feminists, they the enemies. They the ones that need to be stopped. With that, Hotep, Ma, and Bill.
All right, Hotep, Ma, and Bill. So many voices, so many opinions, so many personalities. I love you guys. I love my callers. Let's get Ohio Tep in here. Hopefully he's not tuned in on his granddad Chinese Alibaba headset straight out the call center. Retro Neon says, shout out to Dre, the only Jamaican allowed in Hotepistan. He's not from Jamaica. He's from the Virgin Islands. He's not from Jamaica, though. A very Hotep-centric episode of the Grift Report. Yeah, today has been very, very Hotep. Shout out to old Tomasi for coming through today and taking my phone call. I appreciate him providing some clarity on the matter. Great episode. We covered a whole lot. Batman Beyond. Y'all going to see the Batman and Beyond movie? I think I might fucks with this, yo. I might fucks with this. It's like, I guess this is like Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, but Batman verse or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And they got Borderlands. Shout out to hold on, let me find it. Shout out to Eli Roth. Right here. Let's put it on the screen. First trailer for Eli Roth. Borderlands released tomorrow. Here's a sneak peek from IGN. Is this a movie or it's a movie? Yeah, it's got to be a movie. Yeah, it's a movie. So shout out to Eli Roth. Great work. Best of luck to you. And Eli Roth, he watches Hotep's Been Told You. He enjoys Hotep's Been Told You. So shout out to Eli Roth. He super chatted a couple of times. So shout out to Eli. Oh wait, hold on. What is this? We got some breaking. Okay. So BX on BX seems to be Caucasian, a white woman. Here she is. She just followed me, or has been following me. I don't know. I just followed her back, but I followed her back because I like this tweet right here. It says one thing that distinguishes real journalists from grifters is being able to admit mistakes and make corrections instead of tweeting out fake garbage and turning off the replies. Many people I once respected are now pay-per-click shills with no journalistic integrity. Sad. Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. That's the Elon Buck syndrome. I responded, uh-oh, because one of my followers tagged me in this. AKA Skinny Batman. Uh-oh. So she says, I think you were tagged because of your show with Rational Mail. I helped expose the DHS censorship of the manosphere still going on. Happy to talk about it with whoever, whenever. I like to talk. Chat, you think I should bring her on? Think I should bring her on? This might be a solid guess, right? We should bring her in on maybe on Monday. You know, we're speaking of white women. Here she is. Uh-oh. Damn. She says other individuals. Oh, yeah, we definitely got to bring her on. Oh, shit. Let me go ahead and add this. Other individuals named in this report. Pearly Thinks. Samara Khan. Whatever podcast. Who the hell is this? Think Before You Sleep. And Leia Hilpern. Wow. So I'm not going to read all this because I frankly, you know, I'm at the end of my energy here. So I'll read it later and use this to prepare for my interview with her. We did a show about that. We were named in that report. You was named in the report too, Lauren? Word. I don't even like some of these people. May have even had public spats at one or two, but while I don't much care for their opinions, I care greatly about their constitutional rights to express them. There's also some pretty scathing criticism of Elon Musk and X in these reports, which really makes me wonder who they are working with at the platform to implement these tools. That's a gap in my understanding at the moment. We need a convo with her, y'all. Bring her on the platform. Chat saying bring her on the platform. Let's go ahead and let's dive in her DMs here. Let's go ahead and send her a message. Let's send her a message. Hey, would love to have you on the Grift Report Monday. We start the show at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Would you be available then? Cool. So we've sent her a message. Here it is. We sent her a message. And Think Before You Sleep is engaged to Brittany Venti. Oh. Okay. Interesting. Didn't know that. I don't know who none of these people are, bro. Y'all know better than me. Did Unc just DM me? Can you remove the copyrighted material from the last episode? Okay. He's got to tell me which was it. I don't know what that was. Anyway. So we're gonna get her in, and we're gonna get those we're gonna get those questions answered, find out exactly what she's talking about, what this report is, and get to the bottom of this. I'm the honey badgers. Okay. Interesting. Department of Homeland Security commissioned the report. See if I still have the link. Yeah, send that to me. So if she's available, we'll get her on Monday. She'll be Mondays are our special guest days, because usually Mondays are slow news days. So we put our special guests on Mondays, and just to get a fresh perspective. Shout out to Jeff Charles, but just to get a fresh perspective on things, Syscoin just sent me a message. It says here that test instructions. So I have test instructions for Hotepistan in the cryptoverse. So we can start testing. So I will be testing this shortly. Well, today. I'm about to log off right now and test this out. And see what's going on with this. Looks good so far. So yeah, make sure you hit the Telegram link in the description box below. We're just moments away from launching our crypto group. So hit the Telegram link in the description box below to be a part of this. Also, we're helping onboard people to crypto and Bitcoin so they can have some freedom of transaction. So yeah, make sure y'all get in tune, man. What Blunt Step said? Hey, you petty. Assange court date was today? Oh, okay. Shout out to Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange and all that, or whatever the fuck I'm supposed to say, to be a good virtue signaler. Let me get out of here, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Be well, stay merry. Tell somebody in your family that you love them. Send your kids some money, a.k.a. Bitcoin, a.k.a. Syscoin. Hotep and build.
Envision a sanctuary where community and sustainability are the cornerstones of living. In this haven, every family is able to grow their own food, children flourish through homeschooling tailored to unlock their full potential, and education extends beyond textbooks, instilling self-worth and a deep understanding of the world around them. Here, goodwill isn't just an ideal, it's the essence of daily life, where respect for law and order harmonizes with the community's resourcefulness. This place isn't just a dream, it's a call to action for everyone who believes in a better, more connected way of living. Join us in building a future where each individual's contributions create a tapestry of enduring harmony and prosperity. Join us in Hotepistan,